Okay. Hopefully, let me just turn off this loud fan here. Hopefully my microphone's working correctly now. Sorry about that. My microphone just suddenly went to volume like next to zero, and nothing I did would change it. And then OBS crashed. I suspect it has something to do with the recent OBS update, but I could just be paranoid. Anyways, restarts and reboots and things later seems to be working. So let's where were we?
Excellent. So we were just leaving the dead Splicer, which Bambi bludgeoned to death with her microphone. And the group was heading over into the other room where Sid and Niklaus are currently. So yeah, you guys don't encounter any splicers in the main hub anymore. Sorry, I got distracted for a moment watching you move the cameras around. Oh boy, that was a distraction. Yeah, so there are no other splicers that you encounter in the main room now that the smoke is dissipating a little bit. Those seem to be the only two that came in from the other direction. So you guys are good to go in through the other hallway. You make it in. Bambi tries to kick an open door. And you guys come into the room, and there you see Niklaus on the ground, Sid with a splicer at her feet.
Yeah, and Pepper points at it and says, "See, buffalo." The cloven
Bambi-
hoof, these
Bambi
big-footed.
really thinks hard and has to actively not pat Pepper Ann on the back like a pat. She doesn't do it, but you can see that she really wants to, and she just gives Pepper Ann like that expression before turning to Niklaus, and she just beamingly smiles and says, "Oh, darling, what a great job you did," and starts rooting around in the room.
Well, it's not dead yet.
So, Bambi, you start rooting around in the room, and this splicer jumps up. Is not dead yet.
Can I shoot
Remember?
again?
Because Sid missed.
Do we roll for advantage? Or
it will roll for
Initiative.
advantage, I imagine.
Um,
Or
Can
I
how?
I
have
shoot it
misplaced
again?
my pen.
do I get
Yes.
an attack of opportunity?
in response to protect Bambi.
Quite the opposite, Bambi. You are just you assumed that the splicer was dead and started rooting around in the trash. You absolutely do not get an attack of opportunity.
That's fair. That's fair.
Niklaus, yes, roll for accuracy, please.
That's 19.
Yep, roll your d6.
All right.
I had to go get another pen because I misplaced mine.
That's a 4.
A 4. Awesome. All right, we'll go with Sid again.
Okay.
Hold on now. So you let me actually do a thing, because this the splicer jumps back up and is promptly shot by Niklaus. You are standing the closest. So I will actually roll for him.
Oh, yay.
So he is going to strike out with his fist, because like we said before, he doesn't actually have a weapon in his hands. He strikes out with a fist. And you can roll to dodge for me, please.
Nat 20.
Yeah, so he strikes out with his fist, trying to get you the way he did initially with Niklaus. You are able to dodge out of the way, and your momentum is just so that it puts you in the perfect position to get off another smack with the flamethrower if you would like to, or a physical attack with your hands, whichever you so choose. I would probably say that you guys are still too close quarters to be able to use the flamethrower without potentially affecting you and Niklaus. So I wouldn't recommend doing that.
So
But yeah.
using the momentum from like dodging out of the way, Sid's going to fling the flamethrower like up to try and like hit the splicer across the head.
Yep. So I will give you the what is it to I think strength is melee attacks. I will give you that included in your nat 20. So you won't have to roll to hit it, but you can roll for damage. So you can go ahead and roll a d4.
2.
2. All right. Bambi, you are the next into the room. You have mindlessly started looting without
I
checking to
will
see if your
roll
enemy
for
is dead.
awareness to
Yes.
consider.
Absolutely, you can roll for awareness.
I got a 10 plus 13 altogether. Damn it!
I would say, judging by the fact that there is actual combat going on, God, but it would be funny if you just didn't notice. No,
Yes, it would
God.
be
I don't. It would be what?
funny.
Yeah. You've got me stumped because I would say that a normal person would probably notice on a 13. Bambi, I'm not so sure.
You know, we could always sell it that Bambi's feeling a little low on juice already, so her capacity to focus is really narrow.
Okay. Then I guess we'll split the difference. It takes you quite a moment to realize that there is a combat scene happening behind you. So for this roll, you continue to root in the surroundings. So you can actually roll an investigation for me at the moment.
Yeah. What is my plus for investigation? 10! I'm not doing so great right now. I have a plus 6 and got 10.
Wow.
So when you're talking about investigation, the captioner just said, "Why is my butt sore in bed?"
Oh my God. Captioner, are you okay? Did anybody get a screen grab of that?
Always go back later and do it.
True. All right. So Bambi, you find approximately 2 components with your 10. And then you go, wait a second, and you turn around and you see that there's combat happening behind you. Anastasia comes in next. Same kind of idea. She does raise her pistol at the ready, but seeing as Sid is too close, she would not like to risk accidentally shooting Sid. Now, if it were Niklaus, perhaps that would be a different story. However, that is not the case at the moment.
So
And
rude.
she holds her action for this turn. And we can hand it off to Pepper. What would you like to do?
All right. Well, so, I mean, Pepper did point out like this splicer is the buffalo that she was referring to.
Yes.
So she's not completely crazy. Maybe. And okay, yeah. The dogs will attack.
Okay. So you can roll for one of your dogs.
Perfect.
Bambi should have stomped on him. Oh well.
Okay. That is a 17 plus. What do I plus for the dogs? Nothing. Just straight up. I can't remember.
Because yeah, we said that she didn't have to use her plasmid for the dogs, right?
No.
Is that what we agreed on?
Well, okay, no. So if she's controlling the dog, she isn't currently. They're kind of acting on their own. If sorry, I'm eating spicy chips. Okay. So if she attacks with both dogs, she can't attack, and I assume that's what the plasmid's for.
Yes.
She can either, or if she attacks or does something else, she can only use one of the dogs.
Yes.
The dogs, if she wants more direct control over the dog's actions, then she needs to use
Then
her
she-
plasmid
yes.
action.
Yes. Okay.
But
so
they are
she's not,
hunting dogs.
yes. So she's not specifically taking control of them. The dogs are acting of instinct.
No, she has a rat that she's in control of still.
Yes. Correct. Okay. So yes, you may use your dog.
The rat. Well, the dog's attacking. I can say what the rat's doing after that.
Sure. So for your dog, you can add your strength modifier.
Okay, so 17 plus 3.
So a 20.
20. Yes.
Hold on now. The splicer has a nat 1 for awareness, does not see the
Wow.
dog coming. Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna bite down on its arm and rip its juicy blood filling its mouth. Remember, these are juiced dogs because they're juiced from eating the bodies of the splicers.
Yeah. So you can roll your damage.
All I
Okay.
can think of is like roided out dogs.
I mean, accurate. Imagine
Excuse
that's
me.
just a D6, correct?
I believe we've rolled d6 for your dogs. Yeah.
Yes. And do I add anything to it?
Nope.
Okay, that's 2 points.
2 points. Okay.
The rat, meanwhile, while everyone is distracted, Claus got up to attack in defense of Bambi, correct?
Who? What?
Niklaus? Where is Niklaus currently?
Still in the same spot on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah. So he hasn't stood up yet.
All right. The rat is going to investigate his pockets.
Interesting.
Yes.
I'll get you, Rowan, to roll for stealth. Klaus, awareness, please.
Mm-hmm. That's an 18 plus 3.
So a 21.
Oh
That's a
no.
nat 20.
God, no. Can we roll against that? Can we roll against that? Can I roll against that? Can I roll a plus D6? Does it count? Does it do anything?
No.
Fuck!
Even with the d6, it would not cancel out.
It's 22 total.
Yeah. So the little rat saunters up to try and pickpocket Klaus. And Klaus, you hone in on this rodent immediately.
I would like to skewer it with the scalpel.
Oh God.
Klaus just knows there's this rat that's trying to get in his pocket, so
This is gonna have ill effects on Pepper, isn't it?
I imagine so. I was like, what would Klaus or Niklaus, for that matter, do? And it's like, try to kill the rat that's getting in their pocket. They have no idea it's Pepper.
So here is another example of me not expecting to have any backlash from an action, and
I'm
then
so
having to
sorry.
think about that action. Because
I am genuinely
realistically,
sorry. I know how frustrating that can be.
y'all have done at least 20 separate things this session where I've not planned for any of it.
I would
And
like
then
to
I-
remind you that I'm perfect.
Meanwhile, Bambi's off rifling through garbage while there's a combat scene happening. Oh, I'm gonna cry.
Oh.
Realistically, yes, it would have ill effects on Pepper, as Pepper's mind is connected currently to that animal. So if the animal's brain is violently interrupted or cut off from hers, I would assume that connection would, almost like a shockwave, have that sort of backlash to her. What skill was it that you got your nat 20 for, Raven? Awareness.
Awareness.
How would you like to skewer the rat?
Oh
And
God.
that it's a very odd question, but are you trying to be very specific with how you do so, or are you just stabbing?
Pretty much just like stabbing. Niklaus probably has the thought of like, get this thing away from me, like just kill it because it's
Yeah.
gross. Klaus probably has the hey dinner thought.
Oh,
Right.
gross.
So does the hey dinner thought affect the method of killing, or is it just a stab?
It's just a
Just-
stab, kind of like
just a stab.
like one would spear fish, but except it's a scalpel, and instead
For
of a fish,
some
it's a rat.
reason, I imagine it through the brain or something, like through the head.
That's
sometimes
no,
goes
that's
More-
why I asked. Because if you were trying to be oddly specific like that, I would have asked you to roll for accuracy. However, if it is just a knee-jerk stab reaction,
Center
then
mass.
I would include that in the awareness. Then you see it, you make that action. It is instinctive. You skewer the rat. Pepper, from your end.
Yeah, this is gonna be
You, yeah. I don't want to be too graphic with this, so I will I'll go a little easy. However, Pepper, through you're seeing through this rat's eyes. You signal your intention for the rat to try to poke its nose into Niklaus's pockets. The rat is able to see, and you through the rat, Niklaus's recognition, and then a very, very swift movement as he brings the scalpel down and skewers through the rat. It is not an instantaneous death, and so you are
No.
still connected to this animal as it begins to die. You are in turn able to feel what the rat is feeling. Through this connection, because you are connected and bound to this animal for this moment, you are able to feel as slowly the life bleeds from it. You can feel its anguish. You can feel the pain from where it has been stabbed.
fun.
How does that impact you?
So I imagine that both the rat and Pepper shriek at the same time.
Mhm.
And she just, crouches with her head in her hands, dropping her gun, and just screams bloody murder. As she quickly severs that connection. Only one of the dogs is attached to the splicer, but I imagine both dogs are like suddenly turn their attention to her. I imagine it's Artemis that is on the splicer, but Hearn comes like immediately, is by her side as she's just screaming.
Yes. It's It's yeah. that's what happens. Perfect.
Whee!
So Sid, we'll go from the top here. Niklaus is spearing this animal. As that happens, Pepper starts screaming. Sid, what do you do? As the next closest to the splicer. Are you affected by Pepper screaming or no?
Sid is distracted by Pepper's screaming, but isn't going to do anything about it. So so then Sid would just attack the splicer again. This time aiming the flamethrower, like the butt of the flamethrower, like aiming it right at where the splicer had been shot.
Okay. So before we carry out this action, when Pepper screams, you are distracted momentarily. Is it distracted in a way that you physically turn to look at Pepper? Are you kind of mentally distracted for just a moment before performing this action? What degree are you distracted?
How long has it been since I last swung at the splicer? Like a second?
Yeah, it's very, very shortly because they came through the door just as you had brought the flamethrower down and hit the ground, I believe it was.
Yeah, Sid would have turned her head at least.
All right. I'm gonna get you to roll awareness for me.
Okay. That's a 7.
Let me see. Okay, so no bonus to him, but you turn your head away for a moment, and it is enough that the splicer is not distracted by the screaming, because I'm sure they've all heard much worse in their time in Exodus. So he is not distracted by Pepper screaming. As you turn your head, you do not notice his hand come up as he makes a swing for you again. So I rolled a 16 for his swiftness.
Okay.
I dropped my dice. He rolled a 19 for accuracy, but because he is wounded, he only does 1 point of damage. So it's not even enough to make you like stumble to the side or anything. He just kind of barely clips you as your head is turned for a moment. And then absolutely you turn around and you are able to kind of stabilize yourself. And you said you wanted to like raise the flamethrower and hit again, right?
Yeah, but this, like, I'm aiming for a direct thing, so like
Yes.
just right the wound. So I got a 9 for accuracy.
Okay, hold on. Would you like to use a d6? Do we have a d6 for you?
No, I'm not going to use a d6 for this.
No, okay, so he dodges out of the way. Bambi, what are you
Yes.
doing? So you are aware now that there's combat happening.
Bambi has come to realize that there's combat going around her. What does the splicer look like? He's in tip-top shape or bad shape?
He looks pretty gnarly.
She's gonna swing her microphone and whap him.
Okay. Sure. Roll.
She's not fussed by this screaming rat and screaming Pepper.
No! Oh, while she's swinging her thing, she goes.
Does she start screaming?
Wah, like an ambulance.
So now everyone's screaming.
Roll for accuracy, please.
I got a unnatural 21.
Okay. He does not dodge. You can roll for damage.
Oh yeah, 6.
Yeah. So much in the same fashion as the first splicer, you hit this guy so squarely just in the skull. And it's like the really heavy part of the microphone, like the part that you speak into.
Uh-huh.
And just the sickening crunch sound as the top of his head splits open. And as the momentum flings him backwards, that material and liquid just pours backwards out of his head. As he hits the floor with a thud, it starts to pool at the base of his head, and the blood from the point blank shotgun wound in his side also begins to pool on the ground. As you watch him, his what is left of his fingers, kind of curled together as they are, twitch and kind of extend a little bit, and his body gives a little bit of a twitch, and then there is nothing. You guys are left to your sirens and your lights flashing
And screaming.
and
Bambi.
Pepper's screaming.
Bambi's just gonna be like, "What a bitch," and step over him to keep rooting through the room.
Great. Roll investigation.
I'm just double checking what my thing is. That is a 18.
Yeah, so you don't get very far before you start finding things.
Yeah.
You find a handful of components. You count them in your palm. There's about 10 different pieces there. You also find a discarded bracelet stuck between two stones in like this old fake plant.
Uh-huh.
There are like stones at the base of the pot. You're able to find something stuck in there, and it looks as if somebody tried to stack the stones so that it would cover the bracelet. But it honestly looks like it was done by a child. So you're not quite sure who hit it, because it might honestly have been a splicer who was just kind of trying to bury this trinket.
All right.
Yeah, so you find that it seems to be, nice enough. The clasp still works, so you're able to wear it.
Yeah, she immediately puts it on.
You also find a little vial of Eve. I had to think about what it was called. I had to think about what it was called for a second. Yes,
Very nice.
You find a little tiny vial of Eve. And it's bright blue, and it kind of shimmers as you move the liquid around.
Is it Eve or Abel? Cain. Abel. Eve is in the game.
Did I call it Eve?
Yeah.
I mean, I had
See,
to too much of it.
It's Abel, yes. The blue stuff.
Whoops.
Yeah. So you are able to pocket that.
So 10 spare parts, 1 Able hypo, and a bracelet, correct?
And a bracelet, correct.
And she's like, "Yeah, I'm so pretty now."
Sydney Klaus, what are you doing now?
So,
Sydney Klaus, we're just like one.
Yep.
Yes.
Sid Klaus, what are you doing? So just making sure I'm on the same page. So the splicer is now dead.
Yes.
Pepper is screaming still.
Yes. Mhm.
She's I mean, yeah, she I don't know. Is the rat still alive or is in the process of dying? has
I would
severed
say that it has died.
Okay. So it's calmed down from just the shrill scream, like pain in pain scream, to now just more of a sob, like a sobbing cry. That loud cry. But yes, she did scream at the same time as the rat.
Anastasia is kind of like crouched down beside Pepper as well, trying to soothe her without touching her too much.
Niklas is going to pick himself up, dust himself off, remove the scalpel from the rat, and try to clean it as best as possible. The scalpel, not the rat. Look around and go, oh, I assumed you all would keep going. I was going to catch up with you. I just sort of give like a quizzical look at Pepper. That's odd. Anyways, I ducked in here. I thought I saw a bag of tools in here through the window. In all the commotion, I didn't see where they were. Has anybody seen them?
At that point, Pepper looks up and there's like blood from her nose just streaming down, and she's like, "You liar! You went in there to start a fight."
Well, I did run in here and run into our splicer friend here. So, yes, violence did ensue.
I saw it.
Klaus do be kind of sus, though. I don't think Klaus is doing his tasks.
Yeah. She's like,
Niklaus
"I
looks at Pepper.
saw it. You were there. You
Yes.
started a fight. You came in to
Yes.
start a fight."
I ran into the room, looking for tools, saw a splicer, and didn't wait for it to attack me first. So,
You saw the splicer first, and you did this crazy voice.
Crazy voice. What?
I mean, I had a little bit of that smoke in my throat. I suppose I might have sounded a bit hoarse.
Anastasia kind of stands from Pepper's side, and casts a glance out down the hall, that little hallway that they came in through, and she says, "You know, as much as I would love to stay and discuss what has happened here, we do have to go."
Okay.
Yes, I'm afraid you're quite right. So no one's found the tools then?
No, there's no tools in here.
Well, it was a fast glance. It must have been a trick of the light. Ah.
How
Too bad.
lovely that you almost got us killed for a trick of the light. And she turns and she leaves out the door into that little hallway, and disappears around the corner.
Niklaus just calls out a little bit, not too loud, but enough that he thinks she could hear him. Just says, "I never asked any of you to come after me. I said I would catch up."
So Pepper scrambles to her feet, but she's kind of like still out of it. She's she kind of staggers a bit, but then she follows after Anastasia, like, "Don't leave me." Not with him.
Sid has
Understandable.
her like super beat up notebook that's just like, you know, like a trash version of Niklaus's notebook. Like has her little notebook out and is like writing down something.
As everybody's leaving the room, Niklaus does move over to Pepper Ann and say, "Are you quite all right? You seem rather distressed and a little bit, perhaps hallucinating. How would you know I even entered the room?"
I saw through the rat. And with that, she scrambles away.
The rats, I'm telling you, the rats. Bambi says this as she's just like walking up behind.
And I think with
Okay.
that, Niklaus is able to put two and two together and figure out that Pepper Ann is controlling animals.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
All
she
right.
pretty much outright told you.
Yeah. So you guys leave this room, back into the main hub. Do you continue forward through the initial hallway that you're going down?
No, we go all the way back to the beginning.
What?
Ma'am, you are at the beginning. It's been 3 hours. You are at the beginning.
So let's just push forward.
Yeah, Pepper Ann scrambles to Anastasia. I imagine Anastasia is still going through that main hall, right?
Yeah.
And actually grabs her arm gently.
Bambi's
She
sauntering along behind them.
she turns to look at Pepper when she grabs her arm.
And she says quietly, "You believe me, right?"
Anastasia gives her a small smile. And she says, well, I wouldn't have any reason not to, would I?
You just killed the rat.
Are you all right?
It did not feel good.
We'll see how we can deal with it when we're done here. We should really go.
Did we? Yeah, and I mean, she's still walking. She's like, "Do we really need him?"
If we don't take him with us, then the girl is also going to leave. And I don't think we can do this with just the three of us.
Really?
Sorry.
So I imagine you guys all group up in that main hallway again, which leads out into the next room. From what you can hear, you don't hear any splicers ahead. However, there is how do I explain it? The door is, it's not a door, it's kind of, you know how it's like the metal slats and then you would pull it across. And then when you push it open, it's kind of like a zigzag that collapses in, made of metal. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like at the zoo. So you can't come in one side.
I've never been to a zoo, so I don't know.
I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
It's like a metal divider, I guess, would
Like
be
the
the best
round
way.
thing where you can only go like one direction through the round thing.
No, it's like it's basically, it's a divider between the two doors, but it's made from like metal pieces, so you can see through it. It's all vertical pieces of metal with like horizontal bars at the top and bottom.
Like,
kind of deal.
it's like a drop-down gate.
Yeah, it's a gate, but it slides to the side and kind of
Oh!
collapses on itself.
Like
Yeah,
you
they
see
like
kind of a shop front.
yeah, like at the mall
Yeah.
when they're closing the shops down.
Yeah, but it's very much like just vertical pieces of metal. Like it's not.
And it slides to the side.
Yeah, and then kind
Like
of
a-
collapses in.
Like those barn doors, but made out of bars.
Yes, but it's not all one piece. It like collapses in to one side. Anyway, it's not important.
Yeah.
The main thing to know is that it's a gate and it's separating you from the room. It is not locked. You do not hear any splicers in the room. You have an obscured view of what is available to you in this room, but it looks very similar to the one that you just came out of. Yes, you are able to slide the door open, which Anastasia does very, very gently, and I am going to roll stealth. Oh, that is not. That is the Splicer's stats. Okay. Oh no. Oh no.
Use a
she
D6.
it won't make a difference. She tries to slide open the door quietly. But some of the like chain on the door gets stuck. So as she's sliding it, it like stutters and halts, and she has to push the gate open, and it makes a very loud kind of metal on metal sound. She stops for a moment and listens. And if you would all like to roll for awareness.
Yes. Right, that's
14%.
16. 16
Nat 20.
plus. Oh my god. Listen, can you go to roll timeout?
14.
Okay, that's 16 plus 4, so dirty 20.
Okay, Sid, what did you get?
12. Wait, 12.
12. Okay. Anastasia does not immediately hear anything, so she begins to step through the door. Rowan, you said Pepper got a dirty 20, right?
Yes, I got a dirty 20.
Okay. So you recognize what's happening, because you can hear the footsteps inside the door as Anastasia passes through it. Niklaus, you know right away what is about to happen. You hear the rustling on either side of the door. You see Anastasia pass into the room, and you see.
Can I grab Anastasia?
You can certainly try if you would like to roll for swiftness.
Absolutely.
I might also try something, but I want to hear the rest of the description of what's happening.
Yes, go ahead and continue to describe it. Well, I think it's important that I roll first, actually.
Yeah,
So this
you
is
can do so.
swiftness, correct?
Yeah.
All right. That's an 18.
Okay. There's nothing on this guy.
I can use a D6 if needed.
Nope, you're good.
I don't know
So
what's going on.
as Anastasia passes into the room, you see a hand shoot out from either side of the doorway and make a grab for Anastasia. Pepper, you are slightly faster than the both of them.
Ooh.
So, you mentioned that Niklaus knows what's about to happen, right? That these
Yes,
hands are gonna shoot out?
you're aware that there is someone on either side of the door. Immediately, you know that. You can locate them. Whether by your own ability or perhaps Klaus kind of whispers in the back of your head and says, "Be careful, there are people."
Okay.
That's creepy. I love it.
But yes, two hands shoot so a hand from either side shoot out and make a grab for Anastasia at the same time.
Okay, then I would like to do the same at the same time as Pepper to try to pull Anastasia back out of the way.
Yes.
Okay, so Niklaus, you can do swiftness as well.
Okay.
I would say you can roll for advantage on swiftness because of your nat 20, because you are aware that there are people.
Holy what is up with my dice tonight? That's another nat 20.
Woo.
All right. Yeah, so Pepper,
Holy crap.
you make a grab for Anastasia, right?
Yes.
It's as if it's almost like your hand is standing still as you go to reach for her, because Niklaus is there yesterday. Like he's already reaching forward to grab Anastasia. So Niklaus, you reach forward and you grab her by the back of her button-down shirt, just as these two other hands kind of like dig into her arms. Do you like pull back on her?
Yeah, like he's trying to pull her out of the way, but if the others like grab onto her arm, that he's not gonna like, try to pull her free forcefully
Yeah.
because that might injure her.
No, so yeah, you are much faster than they are, so they only like graze her arms. They're not able to get purchase on
I
them.
imagine this is like the Scooby-Doo like animation of the hand grabbing at the back of like Fred's shirt as he walks past.
Yes.
Yeah,
That
essentially.
one.
So they touch her arms. They're able to like physically reach out and touch her, but they don't get purchase on her arms, or they're not able to like wrap their fingers around her because you are there and you're yanking her back already. So you're not going to do any damage to her by hauling her out of the way.
Okay, then yeah, just yank back as hard as necessary, and I imagine eventually get joined by Pepper Ann's hand
Vampy just squeals. That's all she contributes to this situation is a squeal.
So yeah, I rolled a 21 for skillfulness on Anastasia. So you pull her out of the way. She is fine. She stays upright. She retains her balance. And the two splicers pop out from either side of the door frame. And one of them looks you guys in the face and goes, "Boo." And that's where we're going to end today.
Motherfucker!
Oh, that's fantastic.
So there you have it, ladies and germs.
That's
I
great.
love it.
And then I had one question. I was just gonna ask if there was anything else Pepper was gonna do, like other than just grab and pull.
Well,
'Cause I didn't
not
wanna,
at the moment. There wasn't enough opportunity. I think she's surprised to see Niklaus's hand in there, and then she kind of just makes this like face, disgruntled face, like, "I know what you're doing, you fucker. You are trying to make nice. It's not gonna work on me." But yeah, she gets this disgruntled look, but like clearly bristling a little. But aside from that, she
All right, cool.
doesn't stop or doesn't try to bite his hand or whatever.
I wanted to make sure that was all you wanted to do because I wanted to like act at the same time, but I wasn't trying to like steal your thunder or anything. So I wanted to make sure that was it, or not. Okay. Well, that was fantastic. Sorry,
Yeah.
you're such a problem.
No, I very, very much enjoyed it.
Yay!
Y'all are a group of fuckers, but you're my fuckers. So I quite enjoyed it.
Good. Oh
Yeah.
goodness. Well, before we go on a raid, then let's let everybody talk about their favorite parts and where we can find them and everything. Let's start with Vanessa. What was your favorite part of the session? On a scale of 1 to 10, how Animus crew did you think we were, and where can we find you online?
My favorite part was the lesson that I learned that if I no longer need something, don't mention it. Because Niklaus probably will go back for it. And you will not get to the power system in Hephaestus because you will all turn around and go back and fight one splicer and then
Just seeing
not check
Chekhov.
the room again.
Chekhov's everywhere. Gotta go get them all.
I would also like to point out that Bambi was the only one to search the room. You guys spent all that time beating this juiced up splicer and you didn't check the room. So that's fantastic. Other than that, no, I really, really enjoyed having to think on my feet. Going into the session, I always have like a general idea of where we could go with it. But I don't really plan specifics. So seeing how you guys flip-flop around from place to place is really enjoyable for me. It gives me the chance to kind of roll with it and play in the moment.
No,
So
I will say that Pepper didn't check the room because Niklaus scared her off.
valid. That's very fair. And Raven, to answer your question, on a scale of 1 to 10, we're sitting at probably about an 8.5.
Oh wow, okay.
1 to 10 of what? Just
How
Oh,
much like the Animus crew we were?
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
We were just shy of the dead body cannons, so
Yeah,
I would
that
say
feels about
probably
right.
an 8.5.
That's fair. we didn't cast aside our quest to become cheesemongers, so
True. You also didn't try to take the dead splicer body to perform some weird weekend at Bernie's bullshit. So
fair.
yeah.
Okay. Where can we find
so
you online?
I'd say Yeah, probably a solid 8.5. But as for me, you can find me on my art Twitter, which is at Peppero Draws, and that's Peppero like the candy. You can also check out my Coffee page. It's just coffee.com/Peppero Princess, princess instead of draws. But yeah, and of course I will be here. We're on again for Saturday, right, with Animus?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will be here Saturday evening for Smart Animus, where we are going to go on a heist. And like I mentioned before, I'm going to use my my Mira set of dice. So hopefully I'll get some more aggressive rolls out of it.
Fantastic. All right, next we've got Riley. What was your favorite part? Where can we find you online, and anything else you would like to share?
My favorite part, I really loved just Bambi in the background, just like sifting through things while fights going on, and then like, you know, Pepper be like having this really serious traumatic experience with the rats and saying something to Niklaus, and Bambi being like, rats, rats, rats. And like, I also loved Klaus's voice, and it was just it was a lot of fun. You can find me next here on Saturday for Animus as well. I'll also be doing a stream on my channel tomorrow with Dr. Alejandro. We're going to be playing some Genshin tomorrow evening.
Nice. Awesome. I also cannot type and talk at the same time.
Thanks, Raven.
Rowan, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you online, and anything else you'd like to share?
Dang, my favorite part. Just I like how things are starting to get divisive between the crew a little bit, the group. Like, Klaus, your evil plan of just causing shit is working. And
Excellent.
God. Yeah, Pepper's having enough. She's had enough. So there's gonna be shit that goes down, I'm pretty certain. But yeah, that was quite fun. So I am Rowan North. You guys know that. You can find me next week here on Animus. Unless we do some video game streams, then I might be on those. And not Animus.
Exodus. Exodus.
Shut up! It's been a week. It's been a rough day for me. So, okay. So yeah, I'll be here next week for Exodus. Yeah. And you can find my stuff at rowannorthillustrations.org. I will post that in the chat. And yeah.
Fantastic. Next, Yasmin, what was your favorite part? Where can we find you online, and anything else you'd like to share?
I do agree with the death pool for Klaus. You can find me Friday DMing Neon Devils here on this channel at 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Otherwise, I'm just bumping around online, adding new products to my shop, working on my Kickstarter comic book, and releasing freaking coloring books that Rowan helps me with.
It's my pleasure.
Oh my God, I'm so thankful for you. You have no idea. But yeah, that's pretty much what I do with my time. We're just bumming around in the Black Feather chats and stuff. Shit, lost me. Did you lose me?
No, you're still there.
Oh my God, my Twitch went down.
Oh,
Jesus Christ. Anyways,
are you okay?
That's it. That's all I got. Oh, my favorite part. Let me tell you my favorite part because it's a good one. Sid with a motherfucking flamethrower. I almost called it a fire gun. I'm having
I mean, you're not wrong. It's a fire gun.
Sid with the trusty fire gun all night long. That's my jam. I also really liked Pepper's rats with hats. Anyways, it was a good time for me. And that's it. Ta-da!
Fantastic. That just leaves me. Rats with hats, yes. That's great raid cry. For me, favorite part. The whole thing was just so much fun. I enjoyed all the chaos. I don't know what the heck was up with my dice rolling like all those nat 20s and nat 1s. They were just, that was wild. Um, but it made some really interesting narrative. I thought for sure Klaus was just going to be, off on his own for a while and would eventually either catch up or get killed along the way. And then it was fun seeing everybody like just turning around and following Klaus. And the only two that were left behind were Anastasia and Pepper, which is kind of exactly what Niklaus has been pushing for. So it was interesting to see his evil master plan coming to fruition. Yeah, it was just fun to play Klaus being crazy, and I really enjoyed everybody's personalities and things from their characters, being displayed. Sid coming in just like smacking people with his giant flamethrower, and Pepper's rats with hats, and I thought that was really clever, using looking for rodents and rats and things to spy.
Yep.
And then Bambi just being Bambi, like, oh, we're in the middle of combat. I'm just gonna sort through the room here.
Hold on.
Time out. I gotta look through this. And everybody's just like, what? It was great. I loved the whole thing. It was a lot of fun. You can find me next. Today's Wednesday. Yes. So Friday for Neon Devils, I'll be playing Cat. And then I'll be producing School Days after that. So that's at noon Mountain Standard Time and 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then Saturday we are not doing a one-shot, but I might do a video game stream. And then Saturday evening at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time will be Animus, which I am very much looking forward to because we missed it last week. And it's so good. It's so much fun. So definitely check us out on all those shows. You can also check me out on my link tree, which is right there. It's got all my links to everything that you'd like to catch me on: socials, Patreon, coffee, all of that. And then last but not least, other things to talk about are sponsors, which are right there in chat: Grinding Coffee Company, Intrepid, and Fundamental RPG. Please check out those links in chat. All of that does a lot to support me in the channel, so very much appreciate it. And thank you, Ravenbot, for sending it out twice. And then, yeah, we're gonna go on a raid. We just get our raid cry in here, and we're gonna go raid. Let's go raid Boopy. Haven't spent a whole lot of time over on her streams yet, but the time I have spent there has been really fun. She's a variety streamer, I do believe, and just it's a lot of fun. So give her a follow if you're not doing so already. And then I will see you all on Friday. Thanks again, and I will see you then.